smells like cheese. And the smell of cheese is like really kind of gross to them. Whereas like for us, like
we are into our dairy, I must say.
Love the dairy.
We love the dairy.
Whereas like for us, we would walk in the grocery store like in the Asian cultures and smell like seafood or like their stinky tofu.
Yeah.
And that's gross to us, like the cheese smell.
They're like,
Exactly. Everyone knows white wine and fish go together. So red wine and fish, I'm just thinking it's kind of fun to put two different things together.
No, you're absolutely right. It is unconventional because the convention is white wine with fish, red wine with meat, you know, and breaking those rules, even white wine with meat, you know, you're like, ah, no way. If you have a high tannic red with, say, oysters, you get that salty, oceanic kind of thing going on, that mineral of the shell, that minerality with a fresh oyster on the half shell, right in there, and you take a big Cabernet, big red cab with big full tannins, put it in your mouth, it's going to become very bitter and mineral. It's going to drive that bitterness and really seafoody.
I was thinking too when you said pairing it with the sauces, I was thinking like fish stew, fish like soup and stocks, and how like the stock could affect the pairing too of if we did like a red with like a little heavier fish stew or like a...
That's a great idea, yeah.
More hearty.
I think we could break it out into say 3 dishes where 3 dishes and say 3 wines where the first is a classic. Maybe we'll do even a ceviche style or a salmon, something like salmon, however it's prepared, with a lighter style red, such as a Pinot or a Beaujolais. And then the second one we could do, I love that stew idea. The second one we could do just maybe a richer style fish like whether it's a trout or a swordfish, something meaty, you know, like a meatier kind of a fish that we could pair, and where maybe it doesn't match, but then we introduce a sauce, and then it does. Then all of a sudden, oh my God, and that demonstrates the technique of pairing not with the protein, but pairing with the sauce. And then the third could be a great, you know, a stew, and that could be maybe, we can push the boundaries with maybe a Syrah or something a little like, are you kidding me? This is a big red. But yet it works because of everything comes together.
Okay, so for this class, what are your thoughts? What's your vision for how the night's going to look?
Well, I think with the class Red Wine with Fish, we can really feature a fishery that's here in our community, Fog River Farms. They're got a great line there in northern Utah. And they are for the first time going to be promoting their fish available to the consumer at a local farmer's market on Saturdays. So it would be great to embrace their product, which is all delicious, and have a cool class with having unconventional food and wine pairings, such as red wine with fish. We're so accustomed to white wine with fish, red wine with meat, that we can go about and display 3 or 4 different types of their fish with 3 or 4 different types of wines.